this place. Dang, this place is horrible. Dang, we not getting paid. Like, just
Hmm.
crazy stuff like that. But I love, 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 love Howard. And even in my transfer portal post, I posted well, I said I'll miss what can't be replicated because this experience can't be replicated. I can't get this anywhere else. And I'm not looking to get it anywhere else. I wasn't looking for that at Wisconsin. I was looking for a new experience, something different because Howard did what it needed to do for me, and I did what I needed to do for the university.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Bison Brothers Basketball Podcast, your number one home for all things Bison basketball. My name is Chip Washington, the self-appointed Bison basketball fanatic.
I love it. I love it. What's up, Chip? What's up, Bison Nation? This is your boy Brian B. Smooth, host and lover of all things Howard, and still lover of all things basketball. And man, we got a wonderful show lined up for you guys tonight. Woo, it's gonna be off the chain. Chip,
No doubt, no doubt. And before we get to our special guest, we want to
special.
continue to remind Bison Nation to donate to the Mecca Society. That is Howard's Name, Image, and Likeness Collective. You can do that by going to themeccasociety.org. You can also donate to the athletic department at hubison.com. You can donate directly there and through the Bison Express Booster Club. And as always, please continue to tell everyone about this podcast. You can hear us just about anywhere on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple, and you can interact with us on Instagram at Bison Brothers Basketball. So continue to tell everybody about the podcast. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and make it happen. And we're gonna get into today's show because I am super, super duper excited. So Bison
Chip,
Nation,
why are you so excited, Chip? Why are you so excited, man?
I'm excited because we got an icon
Ooh.
coming to the stage.
Ooh.
Let me just tell you a little bit. So she entered Howard in the 2020-2021 season as a freshman. As a sophomore, she was named to the MEAC tournament most outstanding player and the all tournament team. And she was selected to the all MEAC second team. And in her sophomore year, y'all, led the team to the NCAA's tournament first win for the Bison. Outstanding. Then she comes back the next year, 2022-2023. She was named the MEAC Player of the Year, named the Box to Row HBCU Co-Player of the Year, and again named to the All MEAC Tournament team. And then facing adversity, she had an injury that took her out for the 2023-2024 season. But she came back this year, led the team to a stellar 12-2 conference record. She was named to the HBCU or the Boctoro HBCU All-America first team All MEAC. Just outstanding. And for her last year of eligibility, she's taken all of that Bison energy to the Badger State for the University of Wisconsin. Big Ten, baby.
Wow.
And if you still didn't, after all of that, if you couldn't tell how iconic and how special she is, she got her own shirt, y'all. Her own shirt.
Own shirt. Own shirt.
Big time flex, big time flex. So without further ado, Bison Nation, let's give a warm Showtime band intro to the one, the only Destiny Howell, aka Dez. Yeah. Like, like kind of how did you see Howard coming
Oh,
in,
yes.
and now how did versus kind of how you see Howard now as you're moving on to Wisconsin?
So coming in, I didn't even know that Howard was an HBCU. I had no knowledge of HBCUs, period.
Mm.
And funny story, I well, not funny at the time for me, funny now. I lost almost all my offers my junior year. I gained
No.
I gained about 20 pounds for my sophomore year, and I was in a weird position to where I was playing like 3-4 versus
Mm.
3 or like 1-2-3.
Mm.
So that was a really hard adjustment for me, and I wasn't moving the same. And every offer just started just to peel back. This is my last game at the Tournament of Champions in Atlanta, my last AU game that I'm ever going to play in my life. And I'm walking around and I see BD in his Howard shirt. And at the time, I knew a few people that went to Howard from St. Francis Prep. And like I remember seeing like Howard University, when they would post like the, go be great, whatever. I remember like seeing Howard University. So I tagged my AU coach and I was like, because I saw them talking. I was like, yo, if your man offer me, I'll go. Like
Mm.
31, I'll go. So that's how Howard University even like came about. So
Wow.
he told me, he said, well, I'm gonna tell him come to the game. You better do what you gotta do though, or you ain't going to school. I was like, you right. I was like, you right. Very, very blunt, very black and white. He's not even, he's trying to keep it real. So he came to the game. I had a pretty decent game. Offered me a week later, took my visit in September, committed on the visit. So Howard to me at first was just a school I had to go to school.
Mm.
It was one of my only options. It really came down to Howard and Norfolk State, which is crazy to even say out my mouth. Ugh.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm gonna hit the mute button next time you say Norfolk State, though.
hate the green and gold. I mean,
Ooh, behold.
I love it. I love it.
relax. But it really came down to Howard and Norfolk State. So I don't want to say like it was a desperation option, because I still had other options that were closer to home or whatever the case may be, but I just wanted to go to school somewhere where they wanted me, because I was in a position where nobody wanted me anymore, and that's not a good feeling to have as a kid, especially when all of those same schools are offering those 3 other people that Coach Wags was just talking about. They're still coming to see them. They're still talking to them. They're just not talking to me anymore. And it was really hard to go through that and still have that motivation and think that you're gonna do something at Howard. I didn't think that I was gonna have the career that I had at Howard that I did. So leaving Howard now, like my mindset going to Wisconsin, they took a 17-year-old kid that didn't even know who she was and turned her in to a super mature, intelligent young Black woman. And I didn't know what this university was going to do to me. I didn't know how it was going to change and mold me into this person and expose me to so many different people and even places, like even just being on the basketball team and going to these different events and meeting people through basketball at Howard. I didn't know what that was going to look like for me. And I'm just super appreciative for everything that I experienced here, because it made me who I am today, the good, the bad, the HBCU run around, the HBCU experience, the mold in the dorm, all of that stuff. It makes you who you are. So you got to appreciate the good and the bad. And the more that you start to appreciate the bad and, look at how those lessons really made you who you are today, it's beautiful when you see the whole picture. But when you're going through it in the moment, it just feels like, dang, I hate.
Well, shit, Brian. So I know. So this kind of leads me to just regular Howard questions. I don't know if you had some, just in terms of your non-basketball experiences. What would you say is your greatest, or just some of your memories, your non-basketball memories at Howard?
You said non-basketball memories?
Yeah, non-basketball, without the basketball in your hand.
Okay. Probably our first week, my sophomore week, like our intro to Howard week, where one, it was post COVID, so everyone is just like super excited to just be outside, period. And they were
Mhm.
doing a whole bunch of stuff on the yard. It was different events going on every day. Like that week was probably like one of my favorite times at Howard. I met so many different people that were in a whole bunch of different classes, because even some of the juniors and seniors were like, well, yeah, we didn't get to experience last year, let's go to welcome week 2, like let's just. So I feel like that, and homecoming and spring
Mm.
fest are probably my top moments. Spring fest never misses every year. Homecoming is just, I mean, if you know, you know. it,
We know.
I
We
know.
know.
But speaking to everybody else, if y'all know, y'all know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no, that's good. I'm glad you got a chance to see more of campus life. And for us, obviously we're proud alum. We used to be roommates, and
really.
nobody knows that because we try not to room ever again because that was a tough experience.
Um,
But
Drew Hall.
so we both stayed Drew Hall. He's a year older than me, but I just look younger than him. And so,
I
but yeah,
deal with
once
this
we
all the time, Des. I deal
all
with
the
this all the
time. So we were both engineering majors, and we graduated together. So I had to finish quick. My parents were really sticklers about how many semesters I could spend here. And so I finished up the same time as Chip. But our senior year, we actually stayed in the house together. So imagine having your best friends hanging out every day and trying to get out of school at the same time. So we definitely have some good memories from
I could
uh, you know
imagine.
the non-study time. They call it the non-study time. So
Right.
we used to do a lot of fun there. But I did have a quick follow-up for you because you got me in my feelings a little bit, and I didn't know that was going to be that way on a Tuesday night here. But
Dang, my bad.
um, no, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's what I'm here for. I just want to make sure it's all about flowers because what you've shared. You're preaching today. I don't know if you have a future in that, but you were preaching today, and I just want to make sure that we just dig in a little bit on what you learned. What did you learn about yourself when you weren't able to have the ball in your hand? Like what parts of you have now started to blossom because you were able to have that time to say, well, I can't run around and play ball. So what can I do? Like, what are some of those things?
So I didn't really understand how I had like no hobbies outside of basketball. I was like what do I like what what am I supposed to do? That was one thing that almost stood out to me instantly, because taking basketball away, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sit in the room all day and like watch TV, like look at the walls, like what am I really gonna do? I don't know if you guys do know this, but I have a clothing brand. Haven't dropped anything yet, but I started designing
Mm,
heavy around that time, and it was a little outlet for me, and kind of I was letting that do its thing for a little bit. Kind of got bored of that and was like, okay, I can't do this all the time. So what else can I do? I used to
right.
hate reading, like hate reading. Started getting books. I started getting back into reading, and I realized that what I was reading before just probably wasn't for me. I'm reading like I'm the stuff I'm reading now is things to help me in my future. It's not just, oh yeah, read this because it's cool. Like I'm reading things
Hmm.
that are gonna do something to my mind. I'm reading things that are gonna have me think about, where I'm gonna be at in the next 5 years. I'm reading things that are helping me with mental health. I'm reading things that other people are experiencing through college basketball that maybe I could relate to. So that was another way to like somewhat stay connected in tune with myself and my thoughts, by being able to find books that can relate to me. And that was something
Mm,
that I want to say I was in that pretty heavily. Like that was definitely over designing for sure. And I would say third would just be my relationship with God. I
mm,
think that that's something that always can be worked on, and you might not realize how much you need to lean on God until it's right in your face, and it's no other option, and you have no other way out of whatever pain that you're feeling and anything that you may be going through at the time. Like who are you gonna lean on? What are you gonna do? You can't just stay in the same place and in the same mind space for forever. So definitely started having a closer relationship with God, started reading the Bible more, started just being more in tune with myself overall, like mentally, physically, and spiritually. And just also learn that I'm a really good friend to my friends. And I started realizing that I had some friends that maybe weren't giving me that same energy back. And
Mhm.
especially in a time where you are at your all-time lowest, that's when you need to see who is there for you, because you know who you're gonna be there for when they're at their lowest. So having that experience too, just realizing that like people don't just move in a genuine way like, me or you may. And that's something that's not natural for people. And that kind of that didn't sit right with me at that time. And I was really trying to figure out why it's so hard for people to just be genuine and real and transparent in these days. And that kind of, pushed me away from some people and drew me closer to some people. So I would say those are all the things that I realized about myself throughout that time.
Appreciate that. And I know this is for the audience as well. One of the things we've remarked on interviewing a lot of your teammates and even some of the guys on the men's team is that there's a common thread for those of you who decided to make Howard part of your journey that is really about being more Renaissance oriented. So you all are fascinating people, just happen to be really good at playing basketball. And I want to make sure everybody knows that. And that's why I asked you to dig in just a little bit, because you're dropping some gems for some people who are probably trying to figure out what they should be doing and in the same mode of trying to figure out who they are. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
Yeah.
And in another good segue, since
Ooh.
you talked about friends
Oh,
and having real ones with you, we got another surprise for you. As we were
Um,
scouring your Instagram and seeing who you were hanging out with, I said, well, we keep giving her flowers, so we got to get some of her people on here. So we going to bring on this next brother who just crossed into Mr. Brian Poston's fraternity. And I want you to know, I know you backstage. This is why I'm hating on y'all, because I got this in the background just to hate on you.
he's okay.
But we're going to bring Mr. Jordan Atkins to the stage so he could give
oh
some
my
flowers.
dog, my dog.
What's up, y'all? What's up, Noob?
What's up? What's up, good Noop?
Okay.
Appreciate y'all.
Hold on. What's up, my Z chapter brother? Since you're trying to hate on it, Chip. That brother's fresh off the sand. He's fresh off the sand. Stop tripping. Stop tripping.
Congratulations.
Welcome to the show, Jordy.
Thank you. But it's not about me. This is about Des. Just wanted to hop on. Really, I mean, you know what it is with us, twin. Proud of you. Proud of you. Proud of everything. Just how you come back, your resiliency. Definitely, try to emulate through all that you've been through. Been through a lot. We don't got to get into it, but I've seen you high, I've seen you low. So proud of you. Just want to tell you, keep going. We all room for you at the next level. All room for you at the next level. And you're gonna do your thing, no doubt about that.
Appreciate that, bro. That's love.
Of course.
He's definitely one that's seen me high and seen me low for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Hair coming back though. Hold on.
Yeah, slowly, but slowly. Been trying to brush.
It's got a little ways to go, but it's coming back.
He got you beat though. He got you beat.
Mine don't come back. It's over. It's over. You would never know. I used to have a high top fade. It's not fading no more, so it's just out. So yeah. I had to get rid of the Uncle Phil where it just kind of stayed bald in the back. I had to come on down, so it works. But Jordy, thank you for coming on. I know Destiny. We wanted to make sure we could pop in with some surprises here because we appreciate what you've brought to Bison Nation and the fans that we have. I know you don't always get to see them all because we don't travel as well as we should. But, for those of us who've been following you and in the program, we just want to make sure that, we can pop some people in that have been part of your journey. So this is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
For sure.
No doubt.
Definitely a surprise, though.
I appreciate y'all having me on here. But yeah, you already know what it is. Hit me later.
For sure.
All love. Appreciate
No doubt.
y'all.
And Jordan, we want to get you on here one day. So,
Yeah.
give it some thought. Give it some thought.
For sure.
No doubt. Thanks for coming, Jordan.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
All right.
Be well, bro. Yeah.
Wow.
Y'all keep doing it with the surprises, man.
Just saying, we knew we were excited about getting you on the show. When you got a chance to reschedule with us, we had a chance to go deep in the research bag and say, who could we pull out and get you to be like, what? So, yeah, kudos to Chip. He's got excellent research skills. He's a good dude.
So since you brought up the evil empire, that's what I call Norfolk State. And I don't know, so I'm from Chicago, and I'm a crazy Bulls fan. And the back in the day when they were fighting the Pistons, it was just like, man, I hate these dudes, but I had to respect them.
Yeah.
In that same vein, because for all the time that you've here, like you've always faced Norfolk. Like, what about them kind of made them, the evil empire or such a tough opponent? What do you guys say about the evil empire?
They were just that other team that was in that top two. Like it's been us in Norfolk for some time, and we've had Coppin really started to make their run, especially this year. But it's always been us two. We've been the best two teams in the MEAC consistently, and I think that's really what it dials down to. So every time that we play each other, all the chips is on the table, and they got us beat record wise though. When it come to how many times they beat us versus how many times we beat them, they got us beat, and that's something to respect. Yes, it's a rivalry for sure. I'm not even about to sit here and front about that at all. But respect is definitely earned because they beat us. They beat us more times than we beat them, and they've had some good players come in and out that have been a very important part into that championship team that they've been building over there as well.
Gotcha. And so now taking it internally, I don't know if you got a chance to watch the Zaniah Thomas interview, but we asked Z Payne this, and I'm gonna throw it on you. At least maybe for this year, but you could take it for however far back you want. But who was the toughest guard? Who was the toughest person that you had to guard in practice, and vice versa? Who was who had a hard time? Who did you give the business to all the time in practice? Because I know y'all was talking smack. So.
Hardest person to guard.
You always starting stuff, Chip. I don't know what that's
I know.
all about.
That's what I do.
Like I wanna say Jayla Thornton just because she's gonna offensive foul you. Like you gonna be running to a screen. She gonna throw an extra. Like she gave me the business my freshman year. I won't even lie. I come back from practice hurting. But if I would have to say from this year though, probably Sanaya.
Okay.
And
okay.
Who I'm giving the business to? Anyone that's in front of me.
Oh. I'm gonna have to pop the collar on the shirt on that one. I see. Look, like you said, talk that talk. I like it. Okay. All right. So another messy question in that same vein. Since you were here for from freshman year through now, and because I've seen this on other shows, so I was like, oh, I got to ask her this.
Okay.
Which Destiny team is beating which Destiny team? Like Destiny from freshman year, is she beating Destiny from sophomore year, or is Destiny junior beat Destiny freshman? Like, what you got? Which team is beating which?
I think I got to put our sophomore year team just at the top. Then I'm a little torn between this year and my junior year because remember, I don't know if you guys, remember, but we didn't have our full team our junior year. Like we didn't have Ayana or Tayana junior year. So I think you would have added them into the fold at that time. Yeah, I might want to take them. I think that our team was really talented this year. Maybe the most talent that we've had overall. Do I even want to say that? I keep thinking about sophomore, like that sophomore year team was special, man. That sophomore year team was special, but all right, I'm gonna have to go. Our sophomore year team being everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just had
respect that
pieces.
I can respect that. All right. All right. So, you have so many off the court endeavors. Like we could probably go a whole other hour just talking about all the stuff you've done, with high school players and your community work. Since I was wearing your shirt, I was just curious, like, how did this whole partnership come about?
So I don't even know how me and Somos first met, but the first time we did meet, it was like an instant connection. And I'm really big on the people that I make relationships with, and if I'm doing business with them, how do I feel about you as a person before I do business with you? So it was always genuine from the start. And I think, oh, here we go. I don't even know why I blanked so bad. He hit me up through an email that I haven't even somebody set it up for me, like for NIL. And I didn't even look at it. One day randomly in the summertime, it was like, for the fan, I hit you up. It was like, I'm coming out to New York. I want you to model this and that. And I was like, okay, yeah, cool, I'll do it. We got on the phone for like an hour and we just talked about just anything and everything. And if your initial phone call with somebody is that long, y'all vibing. It's a different kind of just back and forth. So when I met up with him in New York, vibes was great too. He took me. He had a really big plan for me before I even saw that my future could be that big. And I appreciate him having that vision for me, off rip, and investing in me off rip. And he took me to the Foot Locker headquarters up in New York. Got to, really go there, see a lot and meet a lot of people that I even still, have contact with to this day. And we ended up going to the draft suite up in somewhere in Manhattan, and got to meet dudes from Deuce Brand, got to meet Tim Hardaway, got to talk to Tim Hardaway, got to meet the person who does Her, Kai, and I don't know if you know Kyrie Irving's like brand with his sister. Basically, I left there with bags of stuff. From Deuce Brand, from Her, Kai, and I, Tracy McGrady's like shoulder bag. I left there with so much stuff and talked to so many different people that day. And that was all because of Somos. He just put me in the room in front of those people and just let me work. And he's been a huge advocate for me from day one. Like, yo, you are gonna get everything that you deserve. And we just gotta work a little harder because you an HBCU athlete and it sucks that it has to be this way. But we both have a goal of putting HBCUs on the map and bringing exposure to HBCUs and being able to represent that in a very positive light. And you put that together and you put his creative mind and me being able to talk to people and what I do on the court, and you put that together, you can get some stuff. So, he was working closely with the team this year, was doing a lot of our gear. That was fire. But that's like a older kind of figure for sure. Like me and Sono's still gonna be locked in when I'm in Wisconsin.
We're going to end this show like we always do, as we got the iconic Destiny Howell in the house. Bison Nation, you know how we do. H-U.
You know. That's real.
Here. That's hey, the love is returned for sure. So Bison Nation,